the spin of the Trump campaign is going to increase because one of the original creatures from the cantina has returned. This is the warning. Fresh off an exile caused by his groping of a mega donor, Corey Lewandowski is back in the saddle, in the helm, declaring, "Let Trump be Trump." The highly sophisticated, disciplined campaign of Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita is over. Donald Trump is a shoot the messenger type of guy. And when he f***s up, somebody else gets shot. Proverbially, of course. You see, Donald Trump is flailing, throwing everything he can think of against the wall, but Kamala Harris is soaring. She's ahead in 5 of the 6 key swing states. She has breached the magic 50% threshold, and Trump is lost. Apparently, he watches over and over again the 7-second clip of his near assassination, suffering from untreated post-traumatic stress, raging, getting angrier by the hour, by the day. His news conference in New Jersey was boring. It was incoherent. It was a ramble of nonsense. And that's why CNN cut away. Let's face it, when cable news networks cut away from a presidential candidate because they're so incoherent, it's because it's putting a damp blanket over a small ratings campfire. The cable news station can't handle the amount of people turning it off. And so they turn Trump off. And the country is turning Trump off. Donald understands this. He senses it. He sees and intuits the magnitude of Kamala Harris's political stardom. He appreciates that she has been flawless. The nicknames aren't working. The malice isn't working. None of the insanity is. But he is laying the groundwork for violence, mayhem, and societal carnage by once again saying and laying the groundwork for a refusal to concede a legitimate and fair election that he lost. Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for all manner of insanity. And you know why? Because he's practicing. When he tells people that AI generated a crowd, that is testing the boundaries of what will my disciples believe. What will they permit me to say in my lies to them? That is what this is about. Now, the antidote to Trumpism is not scumbaggery. It's not a Democratic version of Trump. It's the most powerful force in politics. It's optimism against cynicism. It's hope over fear. And all of that will play out next week in a beautiful mosaic that looks like America. The Democratic Party has stood in the breach before. When America was faced with the fascist movement in 1940 that wanted to stop the draft, that wanted to cut off aid to England, Franklin Roosevelt prevailed. The Harris coalition, with Tim Walz as the running mate, has electrified independents. It has electrified young people. It has restored faith that, in fact, we are not the captives and prisoners of our politicians. That renewal is always at hand. And that is the miracle of democracy, that the green shoot is always a day away, always. And so now we come into the final turn of an election where the greatest liar in American history, a man who incited an insurrection, who promises that he can't lose, won't concede, this man, this instigator of violence, this man, Donald Trump, will do anything for power, anything. He'll take it. He'll lie for it. He'll steal for it. Donald Trump is the most unfit man to ever be president of the United States. And he's losing. And desperate people do desperate things when they're losing and they're behind. So we should all buckle up for 80 days of madness. We are about to be in the home stretch of campaign 2024. I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. And I invite you to subscribe on our Substack, on our YouTube channel. Follow us. Welcome to the community.